Welcome, future CMAs, to this explainer. I know exactly how hard you're studying right now, and honestly, I'm here to help make it a little easier. Today, we're going to break down how management accountants evolve from basic record keepers into highly valued strategic advisors. You see, the modern business world demands way more than just balancing the books. It requires real vision. To get there, we need to completely wrap our heads around the four distinct types of data analytics. This is a massive, heavily tested topic for Section F of the exam, and we're going to make sure you know it inside and out so you can walk into that testing center with total confidence.
Okay, let's take a quick look at our daily lesson plan. First, we'll cover the data analytics staircase. Then we'll dive into hindsight with descriptive and diagnostic analytics, followed by foresight with predictive and prescriptive analytics. Finally, we'll review a highly useful CMA exam reference table and walk through a practice question together to lock it all in.
There's this incredibly powerful concept in business, looking through the rearview mirror versus the windshield. As management accountants, executive teams are relying on us to look at both the past and the future. We really can't just compile historical balance sheets anymore and call it a day. To truly add value, we've got to master the entire analytics maturity ladder. We have to know exactly when to look back to see where we've been and exactly when to look forward to see where we're headed.
So, let's start with part one, the foundational framework of our journey, the data analytics staircase.
Think of this progression as a literal staircase. As you take a step up from descriptive to diagnostic and eventually all the way up to predictive and prescriptive, two crucial things are happening simultaneously. First, the technical complexity increases. The modeling and the math, they definitely get harder. But secondly, and way more importantly, the strategic value you're providing to management absolutely skyrockets. You are literally transforming from someone who simply reports the numbers into a key player who drives critical business decisions.
Moving right along to part two, let's focus squarely on hindsight, which covers descriptive and diagnostic analytics.
Here we have the two pillars of historical analysis. Descriptive analytics answers the fundamental baseline question, what happened? It just gives you the raw facts. Diagnostic analytics, on the other hand, takes it one step further and asks, why did it happen? It acts just like a financial detective. It takes those plain facts provided by the descriptive stage and digs deep beneath the surface to find the root cause. You absolutely need the what before you can properly investigate the why.
Let's look at some classic CMA accounting examples for that first step. Descriptive analytics summarizes raw historical data into readable financial statements and KPI dashboards. Think about your routine year-over-year income statement comparisons, your standard monthly budget versus actual variance reports, or your accounts receivable aging schedules. It's essentially presenting you with the facts, plainly and clearly. But remember the big limitation here. It doesn't explain the underlying cause of those facts. It literally just tells you what they are.
And that limitation is exactly what brings us to diagnostic analytics. If your descriptive report shows a massive unexpected cost overrun, well, your diagnostic tools step in to figure out the source. Some examples would include performing a multi-level material usage variance analysis that helps you determine if that excess cost was strictly due to sudden price increases, or maybe it was due to machine inefficiency on the factory floor. Or perhaps you use a drill-down dashboard to see that a company-wide revenue drop wasn't systemic at all, but was concentrated strictly in the Western region. With diagnostic analytics, you're essentially solving the mystery of the past.
All right, let's shift gears to part three, foresight, where we tackle predictive and prescriptive analytics.
We are now moving firmly into the realm of foresight. Predictive analytics attempts to forecast future outcomes by asking what is likely to happen. But then, prescriptive analytics takes a massive leap forward by asking what specific action should we actually take. This shift from prediction to prescription is exactly where you, as an accountant, truly become an indispensable strategic advisor to the executive team.
Let's break down predictive analytics first. This stage utilizes statistical modeling, trend analysis, and regression to estimate future outcomes based on established historical patterns. Common examples you are very likely to see on the CMA exam include using simple or multiple linear regression to forecast total overhead costs based on expected machine hours. It also includes probability-weighted cash flow forecasting or even advanced machine learning models that predict a specific customer's credit default risk before a loan is ever approved. In short, it's making highly educated, data-driven guesses about tomorrow based on the patterns of yesterday.
Now let's look at the very top of our staircase, prescriptive analytics. This takes those future predictions and combines them with complex business constraints to find the absolute best, most optimized action.
A classic example is linear programming, which is used to find the profit-maximizing product mix when you have limited labor and raw materials. Other great examples are capital budgeting, sensitivity analysis that determines the exact threshold needed for a project to achieve a positive net present value, or dynamic pricing models that automatically adjust hotel room rates based on real-time demand. It doesn't just predict what will happen, it prescribes the exact optimal solution you should execute.
That brings us to part 4, the CMA exam reference table. Let's see how this all builds into the ultimate cheat sheet you need for exam day.
I want you to lock this table right into your memory. Take a screenshot, write it down, whatever you need to do. The CMA exam will frequently give you a short business scenario and ask you to correctly classify the tool being used. Just notice the clear progression in the value and complexity column, moving step by step from low to highest. Notice how the orientation shifts clearly from historical to future. If you can simply memorize the primary accounting tools associated with each of the 4 core questions, what happened, why did it happen, what will happen, and what should we do, you are going to secure some very easy, stress-free points on your certification exam.
Okay, time for part 5. Let's test your recall with a practice question walkthrough, designed directly from the exam blueprint.
Here is our scenario, straight from the exam style. An analyst uses linear programming to determine the optimal product mix, maximizing contribution margin under capacity constraints. Which analytics type is this? Is it A, descriptive analytics, B, diagnostic analytics, C, predictive analytics, or D, prescriptive analytics? I want you to read through this scenario carefully, paying close attention to the fact that they are actively determining an optimal combination within strict operational constraints.
A truly great test-taking strategy is to methodically eliminate the wrong answers. Step 1, we eliminate A because descriptive analytics only shows past production volumes. It doesn't optimize anything. Step 2, we eliminate B because diagnostic analytics would merely investigate why a product line underperformed last quarter. Step 3, eliminate C because while predictive analytics might forecast future sales demand, it wouldn't tell you the optimal mix to produce under constraints. And that leaves us with step 4, choose D. Finding the very best action to take under specific operational capacity constraints is the textbook definition of prescriptive analytics.
What a fantastic job today. Let's recap one last time to make sure this really sticks. Descriptive looks at the what. Diagnostic asks why. Predictive estimates what's next. And prescriptive tells management what action to take. I want you to keep up this incredible dedication to your study schedule. I know exactly how hard you all are working, and every single lesson brings you one step closer to earning your CMA designation. Before we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one thought to carry with you. As you master these tools, how will you use prescriptive analytics to step out of the shadows and become a highly valued strategic advisor in your own future accounting career? Keep pushing forward, keep studying, and I'll catch you next time.